Hello guys, Operator7 here, bringing you my top 4 of best airsoft brands out of the box. So let's get started, and probably I'll focus on this one. So this one is clearly the Crytek, the Crytek Chris Vector, which is my 4th Chris Vector so far. I've owned another white one. I've owned a black limited edition and 2 white limited editions. So right now I've got this one. This is the latest one I got. The other ones I've sold them. But anyways, what I really like about Crytek is that out of the box, you don't really need to change anything. I wouldn't recommend really to change a lot. I did try changing on my previous guns the hop rubber and the inner barrel. I think as the models became more and more updated, I just don't feel like I need to do that anymore. The other thing that I did change, but however I probably wouldn't if I had to open it right now, was the motor. So I got myself a Warhead, probably the fastest one, and I think that it doesn't help. It just misfeeds. I really like the the mag that I got for it. However, it does have like 1100 rounds that you can just fit there, and you can shoot as much as you like. But if you use a motor that's too fast, you'll get misfeeds for sure. I also like the fact that the limited edition versions do come with the with the battery extension cover, as well as with the possibility to use any M4 stocks. Construction-wise, Crytek, at least from the Vector range that I'm aware of, and I have also played with some of their M4 ranges, they are really well built. They're very, very good quality. I've not had any issues whatsoever with these guns, so I can just recommend them. Probably one of my top, definitely one of my top 4 out-of-the-box airsoft guns. Now, moving on, I've got this one here, and probably some of you will identify this with multiple brands, Arrow Arms, and probably, but this is Aris, guys. So Aris is probably another brand that I would recommend. I know there's been a lot of issues in the past, but I think ever since they came up with the Amoeba or Honey Badger range, I think with the micro switch, they've done a lot better. Yes, they do a bit overgrease their internals, and they still have some fiddly bits and bobs with this one. I did have some issues on the fire selector, but I mean, I didn't have to change a lot. It performs really well. The only things I did change was the inner barrel. I put a Mad Bull Black Python inner barrel that goes all the way up to the end of the suppressor, and of course a Prometheus purple hop rubber. Other than that, pretty much. Oh, sorry, and also I did change the motor here. I got a KWA high torque, and I did change, of course, the grip. Other than that, as I mentioned, nothing else has changed. Pretty much sturdy construction. I do love the APC 9K. I think it's an amazing model. Shame it's really not official, but I do like it. Mine came without markings. I did some markings with laser. But anyway, so Aris, and I'll show again another Aris product that I've got, and that's the Raptor. So as you can see, the Raptor here, I have probably, I don't remember which exact model this one is, but anyways, this is definitely Aris. I have opened it. The gearbox is Aris. It's got the micro switch. It's very responsive. I did replace the motor grip, and I put a high torque motor on there. I did replace the hop rubber, and I have a ZCI. I think it's 500 mil long inner barrel. The one thing I would recommend on this one to upgrade is the hop unit itself. Other than that, I haven't touched anything in terms of the internals. For the MR, I hear a lot of people, a V2 is not good enough. It doesn't really push very, very powerful springs. I've had no issues. I'm doing 400 and I think I have 50 FPS with the 0.2 BBs, and it's been lasting me for ages now. I bought it secondhand actually, and it's a really, really good gun. I've had prior to this one, and I'll link the description for the M110 review. I think these are really solid guns. I've never ever had any issues with these guns. whatsoever. So Aris being another brand that I would definitely recommend. Now, there's two other brands that aren't here on this table, but I would recommend them anyways. I'll put the basically the images. One is KWA. I had a KWA TK45 and a TK45C. I probably wouldn't recommend KWA for the TK45C. Sorry, for the TK45, because I had some issues with the electric blowback. I would not recommend actually today any airsoft brands with electric blowback, because I've had bad experiences with Bolt, I had bad experiences with KWA, so none of that. I would definitely recommend KWA for their range, for the V2 5 range, sorry, for the V2 5 range without electrical blowback. So very solid guns, both internally and externally. Only upgrades I needed to do, same as with the Aris, was again the motor, hop rubber. You definitely need hop rubber. Anytime that out of the box it comes with a black hop rubber, just replace it. Inner barrel, just get Type Bore. Mad Bull, I think they're very consistent. The Black Python ones still around. I would definitely recommend them. So yeah, I think KWA, if you go for their non-electric blowback range, they are really good guns. And also I would, I think again, you need to be understanding that KWA also has some probably very specific components that aren't V2 compatible. So I would keep that in mind. That's probably one of the two reasons why I don't have a KWA anymore. It's not on this table. It's because number one, I think that they don't right now carry a gun that I like. I think their M4 range is quite subdued, and I think then you've got the TK45s and other guns that keep coming up with. One of the reasons why I don't have them is because they're not very realistic. They try to mimic guns from the real world, and I prefer guns that are actually one-to-one and based on real world guns. So I mean, that's a personal preference, but I still recommend KWA out of the box. Finally, the last brand that I would recommend out of the box is G&G. G&G, I've had a CM16, I had the Raider one, so the grey battleship one, with a really cool hand guard. I've had some other, I had the Honey Badger as well, which is really cool M4. I think in terms of when compared to the Aris Honey Badger, the Aris Honey Badger is all plastic. I would prefer definitely the G&G. Again, very solid internals. When it comes to G&G, I probably wouldn't need to upgrade to anything. I think most of the like mid-tier to high-end range, it already comes quite upgraded. So that's probably one of the good aspects of G&G. Now, another reason why I don't have G&G on this table, it's because once more they're doing a lot of guns that are really not real steel counterparts. So for me, that's a minus. This is why I don't have anything G&G wise at this point. But if they were to come up with something that was, a partnership with a real steel brand, that was a really cool gun that I would like to, I'd definitely go buy G&G. There wouldn't be much more that I'll have to pay to then upgrade and have it, skirmishable. So G&G is definitely a brand that I would recommend. And then out of this top four, I would say that as an honorable mention, SEMA, but not any SEMA basically gun. I would say SEMA Platinum are very well built, both internally and they're getting really good externally. I've had no issues with them. I've had the DMR, and I think that they're really well built, and they're getting better and better. Same as with Spectre Arms. I think Spectre Arms have their have come a long way. They have really good, a very wide range, but I think for me they are good honorable mentions. You probably are better off getting, if you're going for something lower end, I think you good to go to SEMA Platinum or Spectre Arms. I hope you like this, my opinion on this video. It is, again, my opinion and my opinion alone. I'm not being sponsored by any brands. This is from my experience on, I wasn't able to experience all the models from all the brands, but I think over 10 years of playing airsoft, these are probably so far the brands that I would recommend out of the box. Right, guys, thank you for your time. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.